Where is Henry? He told me to forgive. But where is the justice in that? It ends the way it ends.
All right, so the new episode, Last of Us, comes out tonight, episode 6. So, gotta review episode 4 and 5. I kind of, missed my chance to review those last week. And they do go together. It's like a two-parter, and its own little, like, interconnected story in these two episodes ends, in episode 5, what a comeback from episode 3, really. Like, these two episodes, I've completely forgotten episode 3 right now, like, you know what I'm saying? After watching these new ones, I feel like these new episodes really showed that episode 3 was kind of a letdown overall. Bill and Frank's story really didn't, mirror or bleed into Joel and Ellie's story. But Henry and Sam's story, on the other hand, in episodes 4 and 5, mainly 5, mirror Joel and Ellie completely. So, they did a much better job. That's why we're calling it Back on Track, because I expect this show to end with a bang. They ain't pulling no punches. They've killed how many kids already in this show? It's pretty intense. But yeah, let's try to talk about some comparisons real quick from episode 4. Beginning of episode 4, they're driving in the truck, and it's literally word for word the video game. Literally the same exact scene, word for word, in the truck as Ellie's flipping through the magazine, the men's magazine, commenting on their cocks. Literally word for word the game. And when I was watching it initially, I kind of got a little pissed off because I was coming out of episode 3 where they just changed everything about Bill and Frank's relationship. Really, they did their own thing entirely, and they didn't stay close to the game at all. They diverged and did their own thing. And then you watch the beginning, opening 15-20 minutes of episode 4, and it's like word for word the game. I'm like, you motherfuckers, like, you're gonna pick and choose what you're gonna do word for word. It does make it a little frustrating watching it, but as the episode goes on, that frustration left. I wasn't feeling it by the end of the episode, because the episode was really good, and it was just like the Pittsburgh sequence when you drive into the city and Joel says that guy's not hurt, and they start driving at the guy, and then they get jumped by some raiders that are in the city. In this show, in this episode, they made a change. We're no longer in Pittsburgh. We're in Kansas City now, because I guess logistically it makes more sense if they were traveling, west, that they would hit Kansas City and not Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh is more south of them anyway. So logistically, that change makes sense. So no problem there. That's the kind of changes I'm talking about. I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm completely fine with them changing, right? And yeah, fantastic episode. Ellie has to shoot the guy in the back that's attacking Joel. A lot like that scene in the game where Ellie kills a guy that's beating Joel. But she doesn't kill this guy. She just wounds him, I think, in episode 4. And yeah, I mean, Joel takes him out. So really, Ellie hasn't killed anybody yet. I'm thinking back on the episodes. She really hasn't upright just murdered somebody. You know what I'm saying? She's yet to do that. She will probably do that at some point. But yeah, I mean, this whole episode's almost like Ellie losing her innocence more and more. Like that's what Joel sees her, as something innocent. But she was born and raised in the zombie apocalypse, so she really is not innocent. She has killed people. She said at one point in the episode that she has used a gun one time before. And Joel has this whole moment where he's talking to her, and he's like, "You shouldn't have had to have done that." at your age. Like, he just feels so bad because, like, she's young, and reminds him of his daughter and stuff like that. And you could see, Joel warming up to her more and more in this episode. Even though episode 4 starts with them in the truck, and he's telling her that she's cargo in that family. Obviously, Joel is just trying to mask some feelings he's already having, that he's trying to hold down. So, like that. Like all the character building stuff in episode 4. But then it ends with Henry and Sam. And then you get their story at the beginning part of the next episode, episode 5. And it really is, episode 4 and 5. This is one giant episode. You put these two together as a movie. A really good one. It has its own subplot with a villain too that's just in these 2 episodes, because the villain dies by the end of episode 5. So very good how they orchestrated this story and this series. Like, you could break up these episodes into like movies, really. Like, the first 2 episodes are a movie, the third episode is its own movie. It's even like an hour 20 minutes. And episode 4 and 5, it's its own movie. Essentially, they're making movies right now. It's much less about making a TV show as it is making a movie every time, which that's what I like. But yeah, episode 4 and 5 has its own self-contained story with this villain, and she's the leader of the resistance, and she's trying to find Henry, because Henry was a rat that sold out the last leader of the resistance, which was her brother. So there's this whole subplot with Henry that was never in the game, and it just adds more reason as to why Henry is in this city. Why he has to, help Joel, and they have to work together to get out of there. That's only good. When you add stuff that builds on what all was already there, that's really good. I like that a lot. And yeah, Sam is deaf. That's a new detail. And I feel like they made Sam a little younger than Ellie too in the show, because in the game they're both the same age pretty much, and Sam is not deaf. He's just a normal kid. That's a weird thing to say. I mean, it's just because you're deaf doesn't mean you're not normal, but but yeah. So like there was like almost like Ellie and Sam were fond of each other in the game. Like, they could have been like maybe a romantic couple in the future if Sam lived, but in the show it's clear that Ellie is more of like a big sister to Sam, and Sam's bringing out like her kid-like wonder again, but then you inevitably get to the end of episode 5, which is a doozy. It is a very good ending, and there's lots of zombies, lots of infected, lots of clickers that come out of the ground, and they swarm the resistance fighters, and that's how they get away. The entire sniper section is also in this episode. Like, I thought that would be one of the things they completely cut, is the sniper section from the game, but that's straight up here. Like, it's like a full-on. This is the conclusion of episode 5, is the sniper section. And we finally see the first bloater, and looks gorgeous. And it was done practically, too. They obviously use CG for some shots, but like a lot of it's practical, a lot of it's real makeup, which is awesome. Fucking awesome. And you even get a shot, it's like a little, it's a little in the back, background, but you see the bloater rip the dude's head off, just like he would to Joel if you got caught by the bloater in the game. Like, it would rip your head apart like that. That's in the episode. Like, that was like the coolest part. I totally nerded out when I saw that. And yeah, just awesome stuff. Infected children. That's new. That's something they added. That's new. That was super creepy. Infected child that's a clicker. Like, that was awesome. More of that, please. This is a horror show, after all. More of that. And, yeah. What a bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Like, back on track. Like, this is one of the best shows we're seeing right now. Episode 3 had me scratching my head as to, like, why they did the things they did in that episode. Why did they just stick to the game? Why sacrifice, Bill and Ellie's banter for a story that adds, nothing really to Joel and Ellie's story, but don't have to worry about episode 3. You could literally watch the series and skip episode 3. Like, straight up. Like, it has nothing to do with anything. And I know I'm still complaining about episode 3, but, like, the way they are structuring these episodes, you could just pick and choose which ones we want to watch, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you could treat them as movies, you know. I think that's the best way to go about it. And I'm trying to remember the last moments. Oh, yeah. Henry and Sam dying at the end of episode 5. Spoilers. Same thing happens in the game. I like the performance in the game more. Is that just me? I like the performance in the game a little bit more. I like when Henry's like, he shoots Sam in the game, and he's like, Sam? Like he's confused. Like, Sam's not moving because he just shot him. He's like, Sam? Interesting line delivery. And then he points the gun at Joel and says, this is all your fault. And then he, like, you know, takes the gun and he does this and shoots him. Like, I like the way he shot himself in the game too. The way he's like doing this and he just goes right to the temple with the gun. I like that better than how he did it in the show. In the show, he does it more traditional, just like Bane. More traditional, like, stage acting wise. But yeah, little details like that. I liked it in the video game better. But still super emotional, super heartbreaking. Henry killing himself after Sam turns. And another change I thought was really good is that Ellie tries to help Sam. Once she sees the bite, she's like, oh, my blood is immune. Maybe if I mix it with yours, it could save you. You know, she tries to give Sam hope. Which, you know, in the game, Sam keeps it a secret that he got bit. Nobody knows until the next morning. So, you know, that's kind of sadder that Sam in the video game has to just, you know, deal with dying on his own. Like, he can't share that with anybody. It's just sad. But yeah, I feel like the show did an excellent job. And what really sells it in the show is when, you know, when Henry kills himself, we linger on Ellie's face as it's happening. And Bella Ramsey, the girl playing Ellie, she drops both tears at that moment, straight up crying. And that was great to linger on that, to see her cry. It really added to the emotion of the scene. You hear Joel in the background go, oh God, you know, like, the lingering on that death of Henry was much better than the game, because in the game you just see Henry put the gun and go bang, and then it cuts to black. I liked it how we lingered more, and we were able to feel the emotional impact on the characters because we get to see Ellie's reaction, and she's completely distraught. They bury Henry and Sam, and Ellie walks away, and she's like, are you coming, Joel? And Joel looks at the graves, and he looks at Ellie almost like he's like, oh, this is going to happen to us eventually, you know, like that. I think that's a great moment for the show. It's a great you know, moment for Joel. And maybe Joel sees Ellie as more of a daughter now. You know, he's trying to protect her like Henry was protecting Sam. More than just cargo, you know, protecting her like family. I think that's the arc this episode took. These 2 episodes are taking, is that Joel's going from, oh, you're cargo, to, oh, I gotta protect her like family. Like Henry was protecting Sam because Sam was family, you know. Nothing else matters. Resistance don't matter, you know what I'm saying? You know, Fedra, all these people's like cults or militias, none of that matters. All that matters is protecting your family. That's the point of going on, you know. You know, you carry on for the people you love. I think that's something Joel says in episode 4. So episode 4 or 5, excellent. If someone's gonna watch one thing from the show, it probably should be episode 4 and 5 back to back as like a movie. And if that doesn't sell you on the show, then don't watch the rest of the show, because, you know, I'm like, this is peak Last of Us, and there's gonna be a couple more peaks coming up, and I can't wait. We got season 2 coming too. I can't wait for that. And they say they're gonna go straight to Last of Us Part 2, which I think is kind of a mistake. I feel like they should just extend the aftermath from season 1 let's get a couple more years with them, and then let's get to Last of Us Part 2. But that's not what they're doing. They're going straight to Last of Us Part 2, which means we're going to get a time jump, and we're going to see Joel die like first or second episode of that season 2, which is going to be quite heavy. But yeah, that's it for now. That's my thoughts on episodes 4 and 5 of Last of Us. Huge bounce back episodes. Solidified the show as a really great show. And yeah, can't wait to see how they wrap it up. New episodes tonight, Sunday, 9 o'clock on HBO Max. I think there's 8 or 9 episodes. I want to say there's 9 episodes. So we're already past the halfway point. And it's just going to get more intense from here. Anyway, that's it for now. Comment below. Let me know what you think of episode 4 and 5. How many of you watched the episodes back to back? Because I watched them as they aired, but then I went ahead and I watched them back to back, like as a movie, for like my second viewing of them, and I think it works much better. I really like watching them back to back like that, like, because that cliffhanger is a bitch. At episode 4, it's a cliffhanger. You're like, God, I don't need this to end right now. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. If you like these reviews, subscribe. I am reviewing the entire Last of Us series. And I'm also playing Hogwarts Legacy on my Twitch, so keep an eye out for that. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam? Henry? Henry, stay there. Henry? What have you done? I'm gonna get that gun from you, okay? Oh, okay, easy.
It's your fault.
This is nobody's fault, Henry.
It's all your fault.
Henry! Henry, no!